It's a thrill. It's a thrill for me to have you back here. Just get a two-shot here. Get a two-shot here. Look at that. Is that not the very definition of eye candy, ladies? Howard, it's great to have you back.
My pleasure.
You're back here in Europe for holiday or for filming?
Both. I was with the family in France and Italy and Spain for about 3 weeks, and Prague we went to, and then I went home for a week, and then I came back to pay for the trip.
Oh, yeah.
Promoting Pt1.
So you're back here for the movie now, which we're going to get to, because I've seen it and I loved it. But what do you make of Europe? How do you like that as a vacation destination for you and the family? Because the kids are pretty grown up now, aren't they?
Yeah, they're all just about out of the house. The youngest ones are on their way to college this fall, and we've been going for 19, 20 years now. We take them every summer. We try to go to a city and teach them a little something.
So you learn a bit about the city? You
learn about a city. They've been to London, they've been to Paris, they've been to Prague, Stockholm, all around.
So, the kids are growing up. Are they leaving home? Are they still with you and the missus?
The oldest boy's a professional football player, American football player.
Wow! Yeah. How old is he?
He'll be 25 on Tuesday.
So, big guy, strapping fella?
Big man, yeah. I got to leave him alone.
Yeah,
but he's got to sleep sometime.
Yeah. You know, so you get it back in.
Yeah, that's it. I give him too many sleep. But,
bit of dad's discipline.
Yeah, and then his younger brother is a basketball player. In fact, they won the California State Championship.
And so I'm imagining you're a pretty sporty family anyway. You must be a
I played basketball and football in college.
Okay, so they've got it from you. Would you like to have gone professional?
I'm living it through my son. Yeah, of course, I would have loved to have gone professional. I guess I wasn't good enough, evidently. Yeah. But it worked out all right, you know.
And now the daughters, you have twins?
No, the twins are a boy and a girl.
The twins are a boy and a girl.
So my youngest twin is, she's the actress in the family. Wow. She's starting to study theater in university this fall. And
now, presumably, though, you know, pretty soon you're going to have an empty house.
We will have one this fall.
That's, I imagine, quite a hard thing to deal with, isn't it?
Yeah, well, you know what? My wife, I left Wednesday night to fly. I've been to Spain, I've been to Berlin, I've been to... where am I? London. I've been to Paris and then here in London the last 5 days. And Wednesday night, my wife freaked out. She was out, she had a meeting, and she came home about 11 and nobody was home. And she went in the house and she said it was making too much noise. The house was creaking or something. So I get a message the next day. I was calling home. I'm like, oh, as soon as I leave, my wife's hanging out all night. Yeah. But I get a message the next day about 1 in the morning saying that she's driving around. She said, oh, hello, I'm just driving around, you know, I'll talk to you tomorrow. I'm like, what is that about? Come to find out, she was driving around the driveway. She was so nervous, she's riding around in the driveway in front of the house.
So she didn't want to stay in the house?
She slept in the car.
So you're away from home, your wife has a breakdown?
She had a breakdown.
But man, I can understand that, because my kids are getting older. I'm dreading, and I know my wife is really dreading when they head off.
Well, they're literally joined at the hip or at the stomach. I mean, you know, she bore them, she raised them. It's been her life for 25 years.
Would you, you know, I know it's late in life, but you can keep having babies these days, no matter until you're about 70 or 80. Would you consider any more?
That's a question for her.
Okay. Well, have you asked her? Should we get her on the phone now? She's probably driving around outside. Terrified. Should we please just someone to talk to?
No, she said she's done.
Okay, yeah, you know what, because it's hard to think of going back to that stage when they're tiny, lovely though it is. Okay, Denzel is back in town because there's a brand new big action movie coming out, and it couldn't have a better cast because you've got Denzel opposite the fabulous John Travolta in this film, and it's great seeing you guys work with each other, spar off each other. How much of an influence on you accepting the part was his involvement in the project?
I actually suggested him.
So you were already signed on for it?
I was signed on, and the first person I thought of was John. I'd never worked with John, and I didn't really know him well. In fact, my wife knows him better than me. And
is there a story there we should get into here?
No, you know, really a sweet man, and you know, we filmed this last year before this terrible tragedy that he had in his family. But we just had a lot of fun, and he loves to sing songs, and you know, because in the story we talk to each other over a microphone, and he over a walkie-talkie, so the first 3 weeks I was on camera, and he was in his dressing room doing just the voice.
Oh, she did it that way.
Yeah,
well, let's just start,
separately.
because people might not. This is a remake of a film, and it's substantially different to the
Right,
original,
a
which
lot
I think is a good thing.
Yeah.
Because I love the original, and so I thought, well, is it right they remake it? But they've made it so different that it feels
Yeah,
like an
very
entirely different film. But the core is pretty much the same. We should explain who you play in it and who John plays in it and what's going on.
I play a guy who's overweight. I put on 40 pounds for the film and took it off, I think.
Yeah, no, but you look great. But you look pretty good. You can carry the weight, so you kind of got away with it.
It's called bigger clothes.
Yeah, but and so how did that feel, carrying that extra bulk around?
Like an extra 40 pounds. Yeah. But getting there was such fun.
Yeah, I bet.
Oh, man. Milkshakes, hamburgers, you know. Middle of the night, a little Haagen-Dazs, whole pint. Oh, anything I wanted, just eat.
And what would you wear around the house to be comfortable? Not that I'm quite that big, but I feel sweat gathers under here and sometimes in the folds at the back of my knees. And I found an all-in-one sheet with a hole cut in the top. Is cooling. Did you go for the muumuu?
I should have. I should have.
A poncho, perhaps?
A poncho, yeah, a tent.
And how did your wife react to you bulking up like this? What did she say about it?
She was okay with it.
She didn't mind cuddly
I
Denzel?
think every wife wants their husband to be plump and, you know, fatten them up. You know, I noticed she doesn't eat. She cooks all this food for me, but she doesn't eat it.
Do you think they make you fat so that you won't roam?
Take you off the market, yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah, I think so. I think there's some, I don't know. What do you think, gents? Is there something to that? Yeah. Ladies? See?
They're all blinded by us. We're too glamorous. That's all we see,
No, but that's you know, my wife is she's a traditional, you know, she's a great wife. You know, they say behind every great man is a great woman. Well, my wife's in front of me. I'm following her. She's a great cook, and I remember one time she wanted to hire a chef. I'm like, for who? You ain't cooking for me. Because she's a great cook, and you know,
well,
that's
a lovely thing for her to hear, I bet. I bet
what?
she loves it. Will you say, no, we don't need a chef, you're the best cook?
No, I'm not eating anybody else's food.
That's fantastic.
I'm eating my wife's food.